United States. Land of majestic canyons. Land of glittering metropolises. Land of dreams and possibilities. Imagine a country so vast and diverse that it contains every possible natural scenario the mind can conceive. From the majestic glaciers of Alaska to the fiery desert expanses of Arizona. Welcome to the United States of America, a nation where crossing each state border can mean a complete change of rules, from driving to education, almost like entering a new country. This incredible geographical variety is reflected in an equally rich cultural mosaic. The South maintains a profoundly different identity from the Northeast, while the West Coast tells its own story through unique accents, flavors, and traditions. Perhaps it's this diversity that drives Americans to be so dynamic. In fact, on average, they move house almost 12 times in their lifetime, always searching for new opportunities in what has become the country with the highest rate of new business creation among developed nations. Here, patriotism is breathed daily, with stars and stripes flags proudly waving wherever the eye may rest. But America, as we know, is a land of apparent contradictions. You can drive at 16, but must wait until 21 to drink alcohol. Or there are more weapons than people, with about 120 guns per 100 inhabitants, despite 25% of the population regularly dedicating their time to volunteering, compensating for the limited welfare state. Americans, however, unite in their passion for unique sports like American football, baseball, and basketball, transforming events like the Super Bowl into true national celebrations. All of this has contributed to shaping the world's largest economy, where tech giants like Apple, Google, and Amazon were born and grew, and where business failure isn't seen as a shame, but as a stepping stone to success. This is the essence of the American dream. But now let's discover the most beautiful and iconic places in this nation. Big Sur. Between San Francisco and Los Angeles stretches one of the world's most spectacular coastal areas. Big Sur is a place where the Santa Lucia Mountains plunge dramatically into the Pacific Ocean, creating marvelous vistas at every turn of Highway 1. Iconic bridges like Bixby Creek Bridge seem suspended between sky and sea. Hidden beaches, accessible only through steep trails, offer a rare solitude in California. The giant sequoias of Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park create natural cathedrals. while McWay Falls plunges directly into the ocean in a surreal spectacle. Artists, writers, and spiritual seekers have found inspiration in these landscapes for decades. That's why Big Sur is more than a destination. It's a soul-touching experience, a place where nature's majesty reveals itself in all its power. Philadelphia. Philadelphia, often called Philly, is a city where American history blends with modern life. It's here that American democracy was born. You can visit Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, and see the Liberty Bell, the famous symbol of freedom. The Museum of Art, made famous by the Rocky movie, houses very important works of art. Moreover, the city is full of colorful murals that transform the streets into true open-air art galleries. Each Philadelphia neighborhood has its own story to tell, from the tree-lined avenues of Rittenhouse Square to the cobblestone streets of Old City. Philly is a city that doesn't take itself too seriously, blending pride in its history with street authenticity. New Orleans. In this city, jazz music is everywhere, like the beat of a heart. The air is warm and humid, heavy with history. As you walk, you smell freshly made beignets and hear distant trumpet notes. The French Quarter is beautiful, with its wrought iron balconies and cobblestone streets. It feels like stepping into a period film. But it's at night that New Orleans reveals its true character. On Bourbon Street, colorful lights and laughter fill the air. In the clubs on Frenchmen Street, musicians play improvised jazz, and the music seems to float on the Mississippi River. New Orleans also has a mysterious side. There are above-ground cemeteries and ancient voodoo rituals still practiced. It's a place where reality and magic seem to blend, like the fog that covers the river in the morning. This city is unique, full of contrasts and surprises, making you feel like you're in a world all its own. Alaska. America's last frontier, Alaska is a land of superlatives and extreme contrasts. Vast untouched wilderness extends as far as the eye can see, dominated by majestic mountains like Denali, the highest peak in North America. In summer, the midnight sun illuminates surreal landscapes, while in winter, the northern lights dance in the Arctic sky. Millennial glaciers like Mendenhall plunge into spectacular fjords, creating a unique ecosystem where bears, moose, and eagles thrive. Native communities preserve ancient traditions, visible in remote villages and in the totems that dot the temperate rainforests of the Southeast. Alaska is not just a destination, it's an adventure that challenges the senses and imagination, a place where nature reigns supreme, and humans are just passing guests. Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is a beautiful mountain lake between California and Nevada. Its waters are so clear, they seem like crystal, and majestic mountains surround it. In summer, the golden sand beaches are perfect for swimming and water sports. There are also many hiking trails from which you can appreciate romantic views of the lake. In winter, the place transforms into a paradise for skiing and snowboarding enthusiasts, with some of America's best ski resorts. On the Nevada side, there are casinos and luxury resorts, while the California part is more wild and tranquil. This mix makes it a unique place where you can find both adventure and relaxation, with the lake changing its appearance with the seasons but always remaining a magical place. Miami. Miami is a city full of life and colors, where different cultures blend. It has a Caribbean atmosphere, but with a touch of American luxury. The famous South Beach beaches, with their white sand, are like an outdoor stage where people show off beauty and style under the Florida sun. The Art Deco district is famous for its colorful buildings in the 1920s and 30s style. Little Havana, on the other hand, makes you feel like you're in Cuba. There are cafes, people smoking hand-rolled cigars, and elderly folks playing dominoes on the street. The Wynwood District is an art lover's paradise, with its colorful murals and modern galleries. Moreover, at night, Miami lights up with neon lights and resonates with Latin music, inviting everyone to dance until dawn. This city is like a great mix of cultures, flavors, and different experiences. Here, having fun is considered an art, and diversity is celebrated everywhere. Hawaii. Hawaii is a tropical paradise made up of several islands, each with its own unique personality. This Pacific archipelago offers stunning landscapes, a rich culture, and a special harmony with nature. Oahu, the most famous island, blends the energy of Honolulu City with natural beauty. Here you'll find the famous Waikiki Beach with its modern skyline, but also the North Shore with giant waves that attract surfers from around the world. You can visit Pearl Harbor to learn about an important piece of history, or the Polynesian Cultural Center to immerse yourself in Pacific traditions. Maui, called the Valley Isle, is famous for its varied landscapes. Sunrise viewed from the Haleakala volcano crater is an unforgettable experience. The road to Hana, a winding road, leads through tropical forests, waterfalls, and black sand beaches. Maui is also perfect for snorkeling and relaxing on dream beaches. Kauai, known as the Garden Isle, is a paradise for nature lovers. Waimea Canyon, called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, takes your breath away. The Napali coast, with its green cliffs dropping into the blue sea, looks like it's straight out of a movie. The Big Island, finally, is the largest and most diverse. Here, we find active volcanoes in Volcanoes National Park, but also green, black, and golden sand beaches, and you can even stargaze from Mauna Kea. Hawaii is the heart of Polynesian culture, where ancient traditions like hula dancing and luau's are still alive. Moreover, the concept of ohana, or family, is very important and extends beyond blood ties, including the community, tourists, and nature itself. Visiting Hawaii reminds us how connected we are to nature and how important it is to respect and preserve our planet's beauty and ancient cultures. New York City. New York City, known as the city that never sleeps, is the beating heart of global culture, art, and business. From the iconic Statue of Liberty to Times Square through Central Park, every corner of this metropolis has something unique to offer. The Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Modern Art house some of the world's most impressive art collections. Broadway offers world-class theatrical performances, while neighborhoods like Harlem are known for their deep cultural and musical heritage. New York City is a melting pot of cultures, with a cultural and tourist diversity that fully reflects its multi-ethnic communities, making it one of the most dynamic and stimulating cities on the planet. Yosemite National Park. In California's Sierra Nevada, Yosemite National Park is a natural treasure with its iconic granite walls, alpine lakes, and spectacular waterfalls. El Capitan and Half Dome, which are rock giants, are every climber's dream. Yosemite Falls, one of the highest waterfalls in North America, amazes with its powerful jet. Hiking trails lead through flowery meadows, giant sequoia groves, and mountain passes, offering unique panoramas of Yosemite Valley. Campgrounds and lodges within the park offer experiences in direct contact with nature, while Glacier Point provides spectacular views of the peaks and canyons. Pittsburgh. Reborn from the ashes of the industrial era, this Pennsylvania city surprises with its metamorphosis. Nestled between three rivers, it offers a unique urban panorama, best appreciated from the historic Duquesne Incline. Its skyline, once dominated by smokestacks, now gleams with futuristic skyscrapers reflected in the waters. Birthplace of Andy Warhol, Pittsburgh boasts cutting-edge art museums and a burgeoning food scene. In neighborhoods like Lawrenceville and East Liberty, old warehouses transform into trendy lofts and craft breweries. The Phipps Conservatory, meanwhile, symbolizes the city's commitment to a sustainable future. Pittsburgh is an experience that defies expectations, a place where the industrial past blends with an emotion-filled present, inviting tourists to discover how a city can reinvent itself without losing its soul. San Francisco. San Francisco, with its famous Golden Gate Bridge, is a city of iconic symbols and intense cultural diversity. Beyond the bridge, the city is known for its historic cable cars, which wind through the hills, offering picturesque views of the bay and surrounding cities. The Fisherman's Wharf District is the beating heart of maritime activity and a great place to savor fresh seafood. San Francisco is also a center for artistic and cultural activities, with institutions like the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art and performance spaces hosting everything from ballets to Broadway musicals. The diverse neighborhoods from Chinatown to Castro offer a vivid glimpse into the city's many faces, each with its own character and history, making this city a place where diversity and innovation walk hand in hand. Glacier National Park. Nestled in the heart of Montana, this natural sanctuary is a tribute to the sculpting power of glaciers. U-shaped valleys, crystal-clear lakes, and jagged peaks tell a millennia-old story of ice and rock. The Going to the Sun Road, an engineering masterpiece, winds through breathtaking landscapes, offering glimpses of untamed wilderness. Here, the grizzly bear reigns supreme, and eagles soar majestically above coniferous forests. But it's the dawn over Lake McDonald, with its multicolored pebbles gleaming beneath the glassy surface, that steals your breath and creates lasting memories. Moreover, hikers and photographers find their nirvana among trails that meander through a palette of alpine wildflowers. Glacier is a living warning, and its rapidly retreating glaciers remind us of the fragility of these unique ecosystems. Sedona. This Arizona city seems to be from another planet. Its red rocks rise from the desert, creating a unique landscape against the deep blue sky. At dawn and dusk, these rocks glow fiery red, a spectacle that has inspired many artists and spiritual seekers. Some believe there are hidden energy vortexes among the canyons, attracting those seeking healing or spiritual enlightenment. There are also many trails for hiking and exploring nature. In town, you'll find art galleries and elegant shops. Sedona is a place where the old American West meets the modern world. Here, nature displays its most beautiful colors, and people feel they can find inspiration and peace. Boston. This city is rich in American history, as seen in the Freedom Trail, a path that leads through ancient buildings and historic sites, telling the story of how America was born. But Boston is also a modern and lively city. Here, future technology blends with centuries of academic tradition. The famous Harvard and MIT universities create an atmosphere of knowledge and innovation. In neighborhoods like Back Bay, you see elegant Victorian houses next to modern skyscrapers. Fenway Park, the baseball stadium, is still full of Red Sox fans' enthusiasm. The harbor, where the famous Boston Tea Party once took place, is now a vibrant place full of culture and good food. In Boston, you can hear the typical local accent and drink a Sam Adams beer in a city that perfectly unites the old and new worlds. Olympic National Park. This park in Washington State is like a puzzle of diverse natural environments. There are wild beaches battered by Pacific waves, snow-capped mountains, and rainforests full of giant trees. In the morning, fog envelops the enormous ancient trees, creating an almost magical atmosphere. You might encounter large Roosevelt elk strolling through meadows full of wildflowers. Along the coast, large rocks jut out from the sea like ancient sentinels, and when the tide recedes, you can explore small worlds in the tide pools among the rocks. Here, nature is the true master, making it a refuge for both wildlife and people seeking to connect with unspoiled nature. Nashville. This Tennessee city is the heart of country music. On Broadway, the Main Street, honky-tonk bars are filled with guitars and singers. The Grand Ole Opry, a famous radio show, continues to launch new music stars. Nashville is a rapidly changing city. There are innovative restaurants and modern art galleries. There's even an exact replica of the Parthenon in Athens in the middle of a city park. From colorful street murals to the quiet tree-lined avenues of Belle Meade, Nashville blends Southern tradition with a modern touch. All of this is seasoned with plenty of creativity and typical local hospitality. Chicago. Chicago, known as the Windy City, sits on the shores of Lake Michigan. It has a world-famous skyline, full of impressive skyscrapers. Here you'll find truly unique buildings, like the Willis Tower, and works by architect Frank Lloyd Wright. In Millennium Park, there's the Cloud Gate, nicknamed the Bean by locals, which is a large bean-shaped sculpture that reflects the city in a surprising way. The Chicago River, with its distinctive emerald green water and movable bridges crossing it, is the beating heart of the city, offering architectural cruises that reveal the city's spectacular layout. At night, the lights create a majestic spectacle, while trendy venues in River North and rooftop bars offer panoramic views and sophisticated cocktails until the early hours of the morning. Moreover, each Chicago neighborhood has its own personality and tells stories of immigrants who came here to start a new life. Outer Banks. The Outer Banks are a thin strip of beaches stretching into the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of North Carolina. It's a paradise for sea and history lovers. Here you'll find large sand dunes and old lighthouses that tell stories of past navigators. Here you'll find large sand dunes and old lighthouses that tell stories of past navigators. At Kitty Hawk, You can see the place where the Wright brothers made their first airplane flights. There are also small fishing villages that seem to have stopped in time. Monument Valley. Between Arizona and Utah, there's a landscape that seems to have come straight out of a Western movie. Enormous red rocks rise from the ground against an intense blue sky. The road crossing the valley offers incredible views that change with the daylight. At dawn, everything turns fiery red, while at sunset, the sky turns purple. This place is sacred to the Navajo, the Native Americans of the area. Here, the rocks tell ancient stories. The desert is very quiet, and you can only hear the wind blowing through the rocks, as it has for thousands of years. Monument Valley is an experience that touches you inside and makes you feel small in the face of nature's grandeur. New England. A mosaic of states in the northeastern USA, New England embodies the essence of colonial America and the beauty of the seasons. In autumn, the forests light up with red, orange, and gold, creating a chromatic spectacle that attracts visitors from around the world. Maine's rugged coasts with their iconic lighthouses and fishing villages contrast with the mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire, paradises for hikers and skiers. Meanwhile, the characteristic towns of Connecticut and Rhode Island, with their colonial houses and tranquil harbors, seem frozen in time. The local cuisine, from lobster rolls to clam chowders, celebrates the flavors of the sea. Here, moreover, the academic tradition of universities like Harvard and Yale blends with a deep sense of community and a rooted work ethic, creating a region that looks to the future without forgetting its rich past. Austin. Austin is the capital of Texas, but it's very different from what you might expect. It calls itself the live music capital of the world and has a unique and progressive spirit. The city is full of venues where live music is played, but it's also an important center for technology, attracting innovators from all over the world. The city's motto is "Keep Austin Weird," which is evident in the street art, creative food trucks, and bohemian neighborhoods. At the center of the city is Lady Bird Lake, a green oasis perfect for kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding. Finally, the majestic Texas state capitol, with its imposing pink granite dome that stands even taller than the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., is a symbol of Texan pride and grandeur, offering free tours that recount the state's rich political history. Zion National Park. Located in southern Utah, Zion National Park is an oasis of natural beauty characterized by spectacular canyons and desert plateaus. Zion Canyon, carved by the Virgin River, is the most famous, with its high red sandstone cliffs and sculpted rock formations. Hikers can explore the famous Narrows, a narrow gorge through which the river flows, or tackle the trail to Angel's Landing, which offers a 360-degree view of the canyon. Finally, natural rock arches and waterfalls make exploration a magical experience. Savannah. In Georgia, it's known as the hospitable city of the South. It welcomes visitors with trees draped in Spanish moss and the typical warmth of the American South. The city's squares are full of ancient oaks that tell stories of a romantic, but also difficult past. Pre-Civil War style buildings blend well with more modern constructions, creating a unique urban landscape. Forsyth Park, with its famous fountain, is the green heart of the city. River Street along the Savannah River is full of life and activity. The food here mixes Southern tradition with modern influences, offering unforgettable flavors. Moreover, you can visit historic homes to immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the past. Yellowstone National Park. Located mostly in the state of Wyoming, Yellowstone is a legendary park, known for its multicolored hot springs, regularly erupting geysers, and wildlife such as bison and grizzly bears. Old Faithful Geyser is one of its best-known attractions, thanks to its regular eruptions of boiling water reaching up to 164 feet high. Other wonders include hot spring pools, such as the Grand Prismatic Spring, which radiates rainbow colors. The vast valleys and woods offer opportunities to spot wolves, moose, and deer, while trails along the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone reveal spectacular waterfalls. This park, the first of its kind in the world, is a true paradise for nature lovers and pristine ecosystems. Seattle. Seattle is located between Puget Sound and the Cascade Mountains. It's called the Emerald City for the green that surrounds it. The Space Needle, a very tall tower, is the symbol of the city and shows how Seattle looks to the future. Pike Place Market is a famous, lively market where you find fresh fish stalls, colorful flowers, and the smell of coffee. Music is very important here. In fact, Seattle gave birth to grunge, a type of rock, and still today has a very active music scene. Seattle is also a technology city with big companies like Amazon and Microsoft, but at the same time, people love nature very much and try to protect it. Each neighborhood of the city has its own character, like Capitol Hill, which is lively and fashionable, while Fremont is more eccentric and artistic. Even though it's famous for rain, Seattle knows how to shine, offering a unique mix of nature, culture, and innovation. Santa Fe. Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico and a place where different cultures meet. Here, art and history blend under an intensely blue sky. The houses are built in adobe style made of clay and straw, which gives the city a unique appearance. The center of the city is the plaza, always full of life, while on a single street, Canyon Road, there are more than 100 art galleries. Santa Fe's food is special, with chile, which is a red or green chili pepper, used in many dishes and giving them a unique flavor. Near the city, you can visit Bandelier National Monument, where there are ancient houses carved into the rock by Native Americans. Santa Fe, therefore, is a place where Native American spirituality mixes with Spanish and American influences. Asheville. Asheville is a small city hidden among the Blue Ridge Mountains in the southern United States. It's a special place that uniquely blends art and nature. Wherever you go, there are colorful murals on walls, art galleries, and local craft shops. One of the main attractions is the Biltmore Estate, the largest private mansion in America, and visiting it is like stepping back in time to the American Gilded Age. The city is surrounded by beautiful nature. From here, you can start exploring the Blue Ridge Parkway, a scenic road with beautiful mountain views. Asheville has a free and creative spirit, but at the same time maintains the warmth and hospitality typical of the South. Death Valley. Death Valley is an extreme place between California and Nevada. It's a desert that seems to come from another planet. It's the lowest point in North America and the place where the highest temperature on Earth has been recorded. Here we find incredible landscapes with golden sand dunes alternating with expanses of white salt. There's a place called Badwater Basin that looks like a lunar landscape. Despite its scary name, this place is full of life. In fact, after rare rains, the desert fills with colorful flowers, an incredible and unexpected spectacle. Death Valley shows how powerful and beautiful nature can be, even in the most extreme places. St. Augustine. Founded in 1565, St. Augustine boasts of being the oldest continuously inhabited European settlement in the continental United States. Its stone streets tell stories of Spanish conquistadors, pirates, and seekers of eternal youth. The Castillo de San Marcos, a 17th century fortress, dominates the harbor, a silent witness to centuries of history. Spanish colonial architecture blends with Victorian influences, creating a unique urban landscape. Flagler College, once a luxurious hotel, amazes with its opulent interiors and Tiffany-stained glass windows. St. Augustine is thus a place where the past is tangible. From the gas lanterns that illuminate the streets to the sound of cathedral bells, every corner exudes charm and mystery. Rocky Mountains National Park. An alpine paradise extends in the heart of Colorado, where the Rocky Mountains touch the sky. Snow-capped peaks are mirrored in crystal-clear lakes, while alpine meadows explode in a kaleidoscope of wildflowers during the brief summer. The Trail Ridge Road, America's highest paved road, offers incredible views and the chance to cross several ecosystems in a few hours. Here, elk roam free, bighorn sheep climb steep slopes, and marmots whistle warnings from their rocky dens. Hikers and climbers can find challenges for every level. In autumn, aspen woods turn golden, creating an unforgettable spectacle. Oregon coast. A wild and dramatic coastline stretches for nearly 400 miles along the Pacific, offering some of America's most spectacular coastal landscapes. Sheer cliffs overlooking the sea alternate with golden sand beaches, while rock formations like Haystack Rock at Cannon Beach create iconic silhouettes against fiery sunsets. Temperate rainforests descend to the shore, creating a unique contrast between intense green and ocean blue. Historic lighthouses, silent witnesses to centuries of navigation, dot the coast. State parks like Ecola and Cape Lookout offer scenic trails with unmissable ocean views. Small coastal towns, from Astoria to Newport, retain a retro charm with their characteristic ports and artisan shops. Washington, D.C., capital of the nation and pulsing heart of American politics, Washington, D.C. is a city where history and power intertwine. The National Mall, with its iconic monuments like the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, offers a majestic setting to reflect on the country's past and future. The world-class Smithsonian museums, free to visit, cover everything from art to science, from history to popular culture. Here, Capitol Hill buzzes with political activity, while the White House remains a symbol of global leadership. Beyond politics, D.C. surprises with vibrant neighborhoods and an eclectic nightlife. Moreover, in spring, the cherry blossoms along the tidal basin create an enchanting spectacle, symbolizing international friendship. Arches National Park. In the Utah Desert in the United States, Arches National Park is a collection of extraordinary rock formations, where over 2,000 natural sandstone arches rise from the ground like sculptures. The delicate arch, symbol of Utah, is among the most photographed and can be reached by hiking. The landscape arch, on the other hand, is one of the longest in the world. Trails lead through canyons, pinnacles, and outcrops that tell millions of years of geological history. Moreover, sunrise and sunset paint the landscape in shades of orange and red, creating a magical atmosphere for photography and nature lovers. Atlanta. Pulsing heart of the South, it's a metropolis that blends tradition and innovation with its own rhythm. The city that gave birth to Martin Luther King Jr. honors his legacy in the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, while the world of Coca-Cola celebrates the iconic beverage that was born here. The Georgia Aquarium, one of the largest in the world, amazes with its enormous marine life, while Centennial Olympic Park commemorates the 1996 Games. The city's skyline, dominated by modern skyscrapers and contemporary structures, reflects Atlanta's role as the economic and cultural hub of the southern United States. Atlanta is also a hub for film and TV, earning it the nickname Hollywood of the South. With its youthful energy, rich history, and forward-looking gaze, Atlanta embodies the spirit of the New South. Niagara Falls. Known worldwide and located on the border between Canada and the United States, Niagara Falls is a unique natural wonder, with millions of liters of water plunging every second. A trip on the famous Maid of the Mist allows you to get close to the edge of the falls, completely immersing yourself in the roar and spray. Moreover, the journey behind the falls offers an equally unique experience, allowing tourists to observe them through a system of tunnels. The night views, with the falls illuminated by colored lights, are unforgettable, while the panoramas from the Skylon Tower and Clifton Hill allow you to embrace this extraordinary power of nature with your eyes. San Antonio. Cultural heart of Texas, it blends Spanish colonial history, Texan pride, and vibrant Mexican-American culture. The Riverwalk, a network of walkways along the San Antonio River, is the beating heart of the city, with its restaurants, shops, and tourist boats. The Alamo, symbol of the struggle for Texas independence, tells a story of courage and sacrifice. The Spanish Missions, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offer a glimpse into colonial life. Furthermore, the Pearl District, a former brewery turned trendy neighborhood, exemplifies the city's urban renaissance. With its unique mix of history, culture, and modernity, San Antonio offers an authentic and surprising Texan experience. Grand Teton National Park. In the heart of Wyoming, Grand Teton National Park offers one of America's most spectacular mountain landscapes. The Teton Range rises suddenly from Jackson Hole Valley, creating a jagged profile reflected in crystal-clear alpine lakes. The iconic Grand Teton Mountain dominates the skyline, challenging climbers and photographers. Wildlife abounds, with herds of bison roaming the meadows, elk drinking from winding streams, and grizzly bears prowling the woods. The Snake River offers opportunities for rafting and fishing, while numerous hiking trails lead to magnificent views and hidden waterfalls. In autumn, aspens paint the slopes golden, creating a stunning contrast with the snow-capped peaks. Orlando. World capital of entertainment, Orlando is a city that makes both adults and children dream. The Walt Disney World Resort, with its 4 theme parks, is the beating heart of the city, offering magic and adventure in equal measure. Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure capture the imagination with cutting-edge rides and fantastic worlds. SeaWorld combines entertainment and marine conservation, while the Kennedy Space Center, a short distance away, inspires future generations of space explorers. The lakes that dot the city offer oases of tranquility, while luxury shopping attracts visitors from around the world. Orlando is thus a place where dreams come to life and imagination has no limits. Las Vegas. Las Vegas, situated in the Nevada desert, is famous for its lavish urban landscape, characterized by themed hotels and casinos that light up the night sky. Beyond its celebrated strip, the city offers a variety of live shows, from concerts by world-renowned artists to high-level circus performances, like those of Cirque du Soleil. Las Vegas is also a starting point for excursions to the nearby Grand Canyon, or for exploring the natural beauty of the Mojave Desert. With a rapidly expanding food scene and luxurious spa services, Las Vegas proves to be a destination that goes beyond gambling, offering a rich and varied experience. Charleston. This South Carolina city showcases all the charm of the American South. Palm trees and ancient oaks shade stone streets, where colorful, antique-style houses tell stories of times past. The air mixes the scent of jasmine and magnolia with the smell of fresh fish from local restaurants. From Battery Park, you can enjoy a beautiful view of the bay, while Fort Sumter reminds visitors of the start of the American Civil War. But Charleston isn't just a museum city, it's full of life. Typical Southern hospitality blends with a vibrant art scene, with music and theater festivals in the squares, and open-air markets where you can savor local foods. Denali National Park. This park in Alaska is dominated by Mount Denali, the highest mountain in North America. It's a true wilderness paradise with vast expanses of tundra, great forests, and glaciers that never melt. Here, grizzly bears, wolves, and caribou roam freely. In summer, the sun barely sets, creating landscapes that seem unreal. In winter, the park becomes a realm of ice and snow, perfect for viewing the northern lights. There's only one road crossing the park from which you can observe unique panoramas and, with a bit of luck, spot wildlife. In this place, nature still rules, making visitors realize how small we are in the face of the wild world's grandeur. Portland. Eccentric and proudly unconventional, Portland embodies the innovative spirit of the Pacific Northwest. Known as the City of Roses for its lush gardens, it's an example of sustainable urban planning, with a vast park system and an enviable network of bike paths. The city has a vibrant artistic and cultural scene, ranging from colorful murals to numerous festivals, while local gastronomy is a triumph of creativity. Neighborhoods like Pearl District and Alberta Arts District teem with galleries, independent cafes, and unique bookstores like the famous Powell's City of Books. Surrounded by spectacular nature, with Mount Hood on the horizon and the Willamette River crossing the center, Portland offers a unique balance between urban life and love for the outdoors. Route 66. An icon of America on the road, Route 66 is much more than a simple highway. It's a journey into the heart of deep America. From Chicago to Los Angeles, this mother road crosses 8 states and 3 time zones, telling the story of westward expansion. Vintage motels with neon signs, old-time service stations, and 1950s diners dot the route, offering a nostalgic look at mid-century America. Attractions like the Cadillac Ranch in Texas or the giant blue whale basket in Oklahoma add a touch of eccentricity to the journey. Landscapes. The Southwest Desert offers incredible landscapes, with the Grand Canyon as an unmissable stop. Small towns like Seligman preserve the original spirit of the road, while metropolises like St. Louis offer an urban contrast. Traveling Route 66 is thus an odyssey through American pop culture, an experience that captures the essence of the American dream. Florida Keys. A tropical island archipelago stretches from the southern tip of Florida, creating a Caribbean paradise without leaving the United States. Connected by the spectacular overseas highway, the Keys offer a journey through crazy marine landscapes. Key Largo, the world diving capital, invites you to explore coral reefs and mysterious wrecks. Islamorada is the kingdom of sport fishing, while Marathon offers sanctuaries for sea turtles. But it's Key West, with its bohemian spirit and Caribbean architecture, that captures attention. The Keys are a place where time slows down, cocktails are always fresh, and the ocean is a constant presence, inviting a more relaxed rhythm of life in tune with nature. San Diego. Kissed by the sun of Southern California, it embodies the West Coast dream. Its beaches, from Coronado to the wild Torrey Pines, offer scenarios for every taste, from surfing to relaxation. Balboa Park, an urban oasis, houses the world's most famous zoo and international-level museums. The Gaslamp Quarter pulses with nightlife, while Little Italy delights with its restaurants and open-air markets. Spanish colonial history comes alive in Old Town, among restored historic buildings and mariachis. With its perfect year-round climate and atmosphere, San Diego offers an ideal balance between urban life and natural beauty, perfectly embodying the essence of the Californian lifestyle. Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is more than a natural wonder. It's a journey through geological ages. This vast gorge, carved into the heart of Arizona, is an open-air museum that tells millions of years of history. For explorers, there's nothing more exhilarating than walking along the South Rim, admiring the magnificent panoramas and sunsets that set the sky ablaze with orange and red. Guided hikes to the canyon floor offer a unique perspective, revealing rock layers that tell Earth's story. And for a truly spectacular view, flying over the canyon by helicopter offers a complete vision of its grandeur. Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a city of dreams, stars, and endless possibilities, known for Hollywood and its global impact on entertainment. Beyond the glamour of movie premieres and the stars on the Walk of Fame, the city offers a wide range of cultural and natural experiences. From Venice Beach with its skaters and street artists to Griffith Park, where the Griffith Observatory offers panoramic views of the city and the famous Hollywood sign. Los Angeles is also a center for notable art museums, such as the Getty Center, which houses European artworks and impeccable gardens, and the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, LACMA. The Wave. Located between Arizona and Utah, the Wave is a geological formation unique in its kind. Its layers of sandstone, sculpted by wind and rain, resemble waves propagating across the rock. These layers, colored in red, yellow, and orange, give life to a hypnotic landscape that seems to belong to another dimension. To preserve the integrity of the area, the number of visitors is strictly regulated with a system of daily permits. However, for those who manage to obtain a pass, the view that opens up at the end of the trail amply repays the effort of the hike, offering an experience that seems like a mirage in the desert. Mount Rushmore. Carved into the granite rock of South Dakota's Black Hills, Mount Rushmore is a colossal work of art and a symbol of America. The faces of 4 presidents, Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln, stoically gaze at the horizon, each as tall as a 6-story building. The monument is not just a sculptural wonder, but also a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The Presidential Trail offers close-up views and unique perspectives of the faces, while the museum tells the epic story of its creation. At night, a lighting ceremony transforms the monument into an evocative spectacle. Finally, the surrounding region, rich in history and natural beauty, invites exploration, from characteristic western towns to the unique rock formations of Badlands National Park. Antelope Canyon. Hidden in the heart of Navajo territory in Arizona, Antelope Canyon is a natural masterpiece. This slot canyon, created by water erosion and wind, has sculpted the walls into sinuous shapes, giving life to a play of light and shadow that reflects in the orange and red colors of the rocks. Exploring Upper and Lower Antelope Canyon is a magical experience. Indeed, when sunbeams penetrate the narrow crevice, They create columns of light that illuminate the sand, offering a unique spectacle. Tours guided by Navajo natives also provide a cultural perspective on this hidden wonder in the desert.